boom, boom. This is Jared, and I'm back. Man, I'm so excited to do a show tonight. You guys, man, you're in for a treat. All right, man, I'm excited. We've got a great kidney warrior on the show tonight. Man, please don't be stingy. All right, please share. Click that share button for me, please. All right, press that button, press it, and let's get this going. Man, I'm excited again. We've got a story that's going to be unique. It really, all right, spans a 20-year period. This kidney warrior has had a kidney transplant for now 20 years. All right, and so I'm excited to bring on, all right, Dawn Kirkowski. All right, man, this is going to be exciting. Please give her a very special welcome. All right, and just as a reminder, let's make some noise. All right, please comment. Please put some comments in the comment section. All right, let's get things going. All right, I want to give her a very special VIP welcome. Here we go. Boom! Boom! Dawn, how's it going?
Fantastic, Jared. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. This is awesome. I love it.
Hi, Patricia. And I love the intro now. I really
Thank
love
you.
that intro you got there. I love all the medieval type stuff, so I think that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. You know, kidney warriors, obviously they fight every day. You're immunocompromised, and you're fighting every day. And so as kid, I try to make sure it's illustrated, with the warriors and everything, that you guys are indeed kidney warriors, and I admire and respect all of you. Thanks
Hi,
for
Sadie.
watching.
Hi,
Yeah,
Sadie.
thanks for watching. She's the co-host of of Mental Health and Me, which was just on Urban Health Outreach Media just earlier, about an hour ago, with Steve Belcher. So thanks for watching. And
Very
then we got
ironic.
boom! Look who's watching. Thanks for watching, Tom.
Of course, my husband, loyal,
Yeah,
dedicated fan.
yeah. Thanks for watching as well, Jean.
Hey, Gene. You're a great warrior.
Yes,
Love
she
you.
is. Well, you're somebody I've admired, respected for quite some time, Don. You're a great supporter of my show, and for all of the shows on the Urban Health Outreach Media. And you chime in, you comment, you give your feedback. You're very good at supporting us. And so I would just like you to remind anybody who may not know you already, all right, who may not know your celebrity status in the kidney disease community. Would you introduce yourself and let us know where you're from, where you hail, all right, and we can get started that way, all right?
Sure. Well, to start with, I'm from New Jersey, so hello to all my New Jersey friends, and hey, Jen Benson. I have a lot of buddies and good friends and renal warriors out there in New Jersey, but all over the place. I've had my transplant, as Jared said, about it was 20 years, September 6th of this year. But I've been fighting this renal disease since I was about 25 years old, and now I'm 49. So I feel blessed and lucky to be alive here. It's a wonderful thing, but like Jared said, we are fighting every single day. Whether you have a
Amen.
transplant or whatever type of treatment you have, there's still a fight. You're still immunosuppressed. You still got many things to take care of, and yeah, so basically, I'm a social worker in mental health, and thanks to my transplant, I became a mental health social worker. So I help people cope with depression, anxiety. So it's funny he just mentioned that show, Mental Health and Me, and hoping to be a guest on it sometime because I also do that type of work. So I'm pretty excited that Urban Health Network is doing that because we really need help. And as kidney warriors, we really need that support in for mental health, but everybody does. So just want to shout
Exactly.
out.
Yeah, that is a nice shout out. Yes, that'd be awesome. Hopefully, we can make that happen. My buddy Steve Belcher's watching, and of course, his co-host, and maybe we can get you connected with them, and you can be a co-host on that show as well. That'd be great. I think
Yeah,
that'd be
Steve's going to hook
awesome.
me up. Hi, Steve
Nice.
Belcher, if you're watching.
Yeah. So he said earlier right here. He says, "Hey, brother, I'm watching." So hopefully he's still connected and watching. I know he did a show just earlier an hour ago. Hopefully he's still watching. He hears this. We can get you connected. I'm sure he'd love it.
I'm sure.
Awesome. Yeah. So
Yeah, he's
man,
great.
he is a great mentor of mine. And he and I we met because of kidney disease, and my twin brother and I were campaigning and
Wow.
searching for a kidney donor for my sister-in-law. And he saw what me and my twin brother were doing
Wow.
and started a feedback and everything. And we've been just interacting ever since. And I just have so much admiration and respect for him and what he does.
Me too. He's a hero to the kidney warriors out there. So any warriors that are looking that are new to this, please check out Urban Health Network. Please contact Steve Belcher. It's an amazing array of shows they got out there. Even a cooking show now for renal patients.
Yeah.
Really, check it out.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Hey, what up, Jonathan?
Hey,
What's going on,
Jonathan.
brother?
Hey.
Yeah, we've of course Jen Benson's still watching. Thanks for watching, Jen. Jen is a kidney warrior herself, a kidney transplant recipient, and great advocate as well. And hold on, it's kidney. Oh my gosh, Kidney Transplant Journey. I'm forgetting the name of her nonprofit now, so I apologize, Jen. But I want to give a shout out to her for watching.
Transplant Journey.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
And she's a
And
great advocate. So
yes,
just want to
she
shout out
is.
to that. Awesome. Awesome
Well,
work. And there's a website she has, transplantjourney.com. Check it out.
yes, yes. I'm going to try to find the link in a moment so we can add that so we can kind of promote her as well since she's watching. But she's already put it up. She beat me to it.
Thank you.
Jean did.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
thanks,
Jean.
Jean.
You're the best.
Yes, she is. All right. So let me start back just a little bit, okay? So that we can greater understand a little bit of your journey because I just find it remarkable. Okay. So you've commented on other shows that I've done when I've interviewed other kidney warriors that have FSGS, and you've given
Yes.
great support. And you've commented and you've been able to give them, again, encouragement and everything. So, at what age did you find out that you had, this disease?
Well, now I have a discrepancy. The funny thing
All
is,
right.
from listening to other kidney warriors who had
Yeah.
checked out these shows, and I learned something myself.
Right.
So since this was over 20 years ago, people didn't talk about this stuff, so you had to find out your own resources.
Right. All
And
on your own. Yeah.
people didn't know what the symptoms were. So when I was a teenager or about 1920, it's hard to see. Somebody mentioned that you have too much protein in your urine, but just a little bit. They told my father or my stepmother, and they looked at them and they said, "Well, it's not much. Don't worry about it."
Oh my gosh. You got to
Wrong,
be kidding
wrong,
me.
wrong, wrong. Everybody here who is a renal warrior now knows that's
Yeah.
a sign.
Right.
Well, what did I know? What did they know?
Sure.
This was probably 1988 or something.
All right. All right. Very nice.
So I didn't know any better. So there I
Uh-huh.
was. I was graduating high school. I went off to college. I think it was my exam right before I went to college. I didn't know anything. Then I developed some kind of high blood pressure in college. So once again, they gave me some medication and they gave me some steroids at one point. One of the summers, I blew up like a balloon.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that was a challenge. So yeah, nice for your college pictures, huh?
Right.
Right. But of course, I was about 20, and you know what? I didn't listen. I didn't listen because I was 20 years old, wanted to do what I wanted.
Yeah.
As I talked one day to my friend Jen Benson on here, we were
Hmm.
talking about how you do what you want when you're 20 years old.
Right? I
The
know
the
I
world
did.
the world is your oyster. You don't care. You don't listen, especially
Yeah.
if you don't know what's going on and there's no education on that.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I finished my college, and later on, a couple years later, I actually found out that I had 50% function left of my kidneys.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so the doctor said you have 50% kidney function. So I kind of had a little sense of humor, and I said, "Oh, 50% function. I see. I can do math. 1 and 1 is 2, and 50 and 50 is 100. Therefore, it must be only one kidney, right? Couldn't we just take out the bad one?"
Right.
It sounded
Seems
logical to
simple.
me.
Yeah, it
I
seems
was
simple.
about 23. It sounded logical
Uh-huh.
math. I just graduated
Sure.
college. Come on.
Yeah.
So basically, but no, you have 50% of each left. You're going to need dialysis. And my
Uh-huh.
mind shut up and went, what the hell's that? It was like,
Sure, it was
what?
foreign to you, yeah.
It was a shock. So basically, that was where it pretty much started. Was my early 20s, and by 26, I was on dialysis. So basically, that was the start of it. Yeah, 50%. Yep, Jared and Jonathan. So yeah, it was scary. My experience with finding out with dialysis was going to a dialysis center in the hospital, visiting, and seeing elderly people with catheters in their neck and their chest, and all I saw was blood coming out of a machine going,
Sure.
okay, once again my reaction was, what the hell is that? This is all
It's
old people. I'm
yeah,
young.
right. That
Uh
must be pretty scary, right? I mean, it's surreal. It's like, man, is
when you're
this
young, you're going,
yeah,
what is this? What is this? And I thought, oh my god, at the time I'm thinking only seniors get sick, okay? I
sure.
mean, 23 years old, that's what you think. 40's old
Right.
at 23.
You're right.
So, so I'm like, wait a minute. I went home and I literally talk about depression. I wouldn't say actually I had depression, but my reaction was something I don't talk about, but finally I'm able to say it. This is the first time I'm saying this is that on a show, is that I actually went home and said, I just want to won't say the word die. And I looked at my stepmother at the time and said that. I couldn't believe myself that I said that because
Yeah,
I thought it was a death sentence. I really
right.
did.
I've heard other kidney warriors, express similar sort of sentiments, that when they think of dialysis, it almost seems like a death sentence.
You're not
And
alone if you thought that.
right, a lot of them have said that, and that's and I appreciate you being so candid with us tonight, and and sharing this information, and sharing your story with us. I know that may not be easy to become vulnerable, on a broadcast. In
It's hard to
general,
say
it's
that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. In general, it's not easy to be vulnerable, but especially on camera. But so when we when you were kind of forced to come to grips with that, how did you learn that it wasn't a death sentence, or how long did it take before you were to kind of become more comfortable with that was the direction that you were headed?
Getting sicker, basically. At that point, I
Okay.
had a doctor, I had a nephrologist that looked at me and said, well, there's two types of dialysis. Which one do you want? And I looked at him dead center and said, I don't want either one of them.
You're right.
Again, I found having a little sense of humor
Sure.
about this whole thing
It helps.
became my coping skill for my entire life
Yeah.
dealing with illness. So basically, I kind of said that, and I went home and I said, "You got anything for the nausea?" So, so yes, this was the killer. This is why I went and got back surgery for dialysis, is because
Uh-huh.
he gave me a pill called Reglan. I rate
Okay.
allergy on every single thing. It gave me torticollitis. I actually went to work, saw three of me in the mirror,
What?
and that
Oh,
it
oh
was
my
like
God.
it was like Tourette syndrome.
You became triplets?
Yeah, pretty much. I think one of me is plenty, Jared. I
All
really do.
right. Yeah.
One
I'm
of me
I'm an
is good enough.
identical twin, and I know that it's hard just having two
Well,
of me.
And when they're all weird looking in the mirror, try that one. It looked like a deformed three of me. And and my body was shaking, and
Yeah.
it was nasty stuff. And that's when
Uh-huh.
I went back to him and said, "Hey, you know what? Maybe this isn't the answer to my nausea. When can we start? I don't like it, but what the heck?" And I guess I really didn't have a choice. I mean,
Right.
with I was getting irritable to the people I love. Just to talk about symptoms a little bit, people
Mhm.
say, "Well, sometimes some diseases like FSGS, you might not have a lot of physical symptoms that you recognize as a kidney disease." I was getting leg cramps, and I was getting some other body sensations, just a lot of tiredness.
What about
But
cramping?
yeah, cramping. I was getting a lot of cramps. I didn't identify that with kidney disease. Again, I was uneducated.
Right. Now, do you
We
think
didn't
it was because maybe they weren't communicating well enough, some of the things that came along with that? Or why was it that maybe you didn't quite understand that maybe the cramps were part of that?
because pre-dialysis, I didn't really follow up with a doctor until it got really bad, and didn't had no
Okay.
idea. I
Uh-huh.
was working a lot of hours. I was tired. I wasn't drinking enough water. I thought it was that. I thought it was my blood pressure, but in reality, what caused the high blood pressure was the kidney disease, not the other way
Right.
around. I found out.
Mhm.
So for me, I mean, some people high blood pressure, which isn't one of the number one
It
reasons
is, yeah.
for kidney killers, but mine was the other way around.
Mhm.
So yeah,
It was causing your
junior.
high blood pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, then I basically, it wasn't a choice. One of the things is mentally, there's a lot of irritability, a lot of anxiety. Family members that I really love, I was being very, like, kind of, I want to say snotty to them. I was being irritable. I didn't want to talk to them. I didn't want to go
Mhm.
out, and that was very hard because I adore certain people in my family that I really wanted to be always like best friends with,
Sure.
especially my aunt Rose Fauci, who might be out there listening. If you're not, I know you'll
Oh,
catch
she
this.
is. Yeah. Well,
Uh,
maybe she's watching the replay, but she's not, but
but if you do, definitely. Yeah. So when I realized I couldn't eat like everybody else, and it was making me nauseous, and I love food, by the way. So that's one of my passions is
all
food.
right. Yeah, I read a little bit about that on your Facebook feed, on your profile that cooking is one of your things that you like. So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, have you always enjoyed cooking, or was it when you had to learn, a little bit more about the kidney disease and you started maybe cooking differently? Tell us a little bit about your fondness of cooking that way.
Well, I mean, I had an Italian grandmother, and if
All
anybody
right.
else out there knows what an Italian grandmother's cooking is like, or maybe any other person's grandmother who cooks, they were the first to tell you, "Honey, want to lick the spoon." Not to be not to be vulgar, but it's true.
Yeah.
But okay, so watching my grandmother cook was one thing. Another thing was when my grandmother got heart disease. She taught me a little bit about cooking healthy before I went to college, and I wasn't. Thanks, Tom. And I wasn't really cooking a lot. So when I
Uh-huh.
got high blood pressure, I kind of posed a deal with my father. I said, "You're paying for that terrible food plan that's salty and nasty, basically, that's really bad for me and everybody
Right.
else on the planet, right?"
Yeah, because
So,
your high blood pressure. Yeah.
yeah, and
The
he was
sodium.
helping me.
Yeah.
He was helping me out. And Dad, if you see this, I love you. Um, and so basically, I made a deal. I said, "Well, if you give me some of the money that you were spending on the food plan, I can go and cook my own meals and be a lot healthier."
Uh-huh.
And so I did. And then I used to call my grandmother up, and I'd call her collect for the chicken soup recipe. So
Oh,
I was on
really?
the phone, and my grandfather would be yelling in the background. God bless both of you, they're gone.
Uh-huh.
And my grandfather would be like,
Angels
"Hey,
in
Paul,"
heaven.
to her, "Hey, what are you doing so long on collect? That's going to cost me a fortune." She said, "I'm
Uh-huh.
giving her the chicken soup recipe."
That's
So
awesome.
it started there and just continues on out, trying to feed me and my husband as best as I'm able. And and we all love good food,
Yes,
so
we do.
no matter who you are.
So, with the Italian background, I mean, what are some of your favorite dishes? Obviously, mine. I could tell you that I like I do like the all like shrimp Alfredo, but that's
Mm.
really simple. So when I go and order something, I try to I go to my go-to. But what are maybe some a dish maybe that's your favorite that maybe isn't as widely known or what have you?
Well, there's a chicken dish. I don't remember the Italian name, or it's made
Uh-huh.
of chicken or veal, but it's layered with chicken and mozzarella and prosciutto and red peppers and a little tomato sauce, and it's just a chicken layered dish.
Uh-huh.
That's one of my favorite. I go to restaurants and order that because it's a bit of work to make. So I'm the opposite. I go to restaurants and order what I can't make because there's not a lot.
All right. So you've got a wide range of what you can, and so your drive to go to a restaurant is because there's maybe something that you ordinarily wouldn't make because it's complex, or maybe just it's a lot of things that maybe you just can't put together as well or something. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, so that way I can taste it and remember in my head and see if it's something I can go to the internet and see if I can make it.
All right, all right. Okay, I got you.
Love that, Lisa.
Nice. Yeah, that is good. That is good. So, man, I'm
Yeah.
getting hungry just thinking about this. But
So, but it's very hard as a renal patient to eat that Italian food. So
yeah,
I want to mention that that was a struggle, and if anything was depressing to me, because family and food are really important. Since the Thanksgiving holiday is coming up, and people, even if they're not gathering, they're really, maybe they still might be at home by themselves cooking a
yeah.
favorite meal, and
Uh-huh.
and that's a rough thing for renal patients. So it's important if we have any tips to share ways that we can eat healthier and maybe still have some of our favorite foods or a moderation of our favorite
Yes.
foods,
Yes.
which is something I've tried to do because I'm a cheeseaholic. So phosphorus binders were my friend. um, let's just say they were my best friend. Uh,
Right. Okay.
Italians don't make a lot without cheese.
Right.
Yeah, so definitely.
All
But
right.
I cook all kind of stuff.
Is there any cheese that you don't like?
Really stinky cheese.
All right, like maybe blue cheese or something or
Blue
feta?
cheese, blue cheese. I like. I do like Roquefort, like the
Okay.
really strong ones.
Uh-huh.
Most cheeses I like, but I cook a lot of stuff without cheese too. I do a lot of Asian food,
Okay.
and I can do Japanese, Mexican, Spanish. Yeah. Hey, you need a recipe, Jonathan.
Yes, he does. He sticks with salads and grilled chicken side.
He likes my pictures. I post pictures of my food and sometimes a recipe. So if anybody wants to take a look, go ahead, friend me.
Yeah. Well, hey, Jonathan also commented on something that he sees in the background, and maybe we can talk about that a little bit. But I'm going to bring the comment up here, okay? So he says, "I see Don's owl from Howl's Owl." So will you talk a little bit about that, and maybe what you? Oh, well, you got another one. That's awesome.
I have
So
a collection now.
yeah, let's talk a little bit about Brenda Cortez and maybe your affiliation with what she does.
So, okay. So it's funny, but I met Brenda Cortez and Jean Syme on Facebook. I was telling my story to Brenda one day, and how and what I do for a living as a social worker for mental health, and they told me about well, actually, she told me at first about something called House Heroes,
Mm-hmm.
which is absolutely wonderful thing that her and Jean Syme started to honor Jean's sister, which who had died of COVID and was a nurse and an essential worker, and an essentially wonderful person in Jean's life. So God bless. Again, Jean, sorry for your loss. Love you. Um, so they came up with Hal's Hero to honor essential workers.
Okay.
Brenda and Jean talked to me together, and they honored me with the wonderful Hal the Owl. And Jean came out to actually see me near where I work, socially distanced with masks, of course,
Right, right.
and gave me the Howl the Owl. So it's a very big deal to me, recognizing me as an essential worker. So what Brenda does is she writes these amazing books to educate the community about transplant, and she herself is a donor, um, and she's a living donor. So again, awesome, and she educates the public. The books are great for children and adults, wonderfully illustrated, and really great stories. Hal gets a heart, Hal gets a liver. Hal learns about dialysis, where his grandma is on dialysis. That one I read to my mother after she got off dialysis. So,
Okay.
so it's pretty special.
It is.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
and she loved it. So Brenda, if you're out there, thank you. So yeah, that's how I ended up with the collection of Hals. I just kind of can't stop. It's
It's really
it's a
cool.
thing. It's really cool. Check out howtheowl.com. Yeah, thanks, son.
That's
And
awesome.
check it out. Buy one for your loved ones, or buy one for somebody you think is a hero. They'll
Yeah.
appreciate it. It's a beautiful gesture, and the books are great. Yes, Hal rocks, absolutely, Gene.
Yeah. And you're right. They're
Um,
beautifully written. Oh man, Brenda Cortez does such a good job. Yeah.
and she's an excellent, sweet person. Her and Jean, two wonderful, sweet people. That if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be as connected to all of this.
HalTheOwl.com. There we go.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jean.
Gene.
Thanks, Jean. You're the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. Brenda and Gene are strong, beautiful women. Amen to that.
Yes, and so is Jen Benson.
Yes. I saw a cute pair of owl earrings. Very nice. Thanks
Yeah,
for watching,
I'll
Patricia.
probably wear one of those, Patricia, on one of my things. I have a bunch of owl earrings. I'm an owl
Okay.
connoisseur.
Nice. Thanks for and Jonathan's now sharing the Facebook page. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
So man, this is really cool. She has such a great story, and and it does, especially for the kids. The way
Oh yeah,
the owl is just so approachable and accessible. It's just brilliant. Where a child can see the owl and kind of relate to the owl with the mischievous adventures and everything Hal goes through.
and
You know
he
what I
helps
mean?
others, and
Yeah.
helping others with love. I mean, he really does help, and there are books about him helping others, helping his best friend. And I gotta mention her one of her recent books about the transplant games of America. Can't wait to participate. Never have participated before.
All right.
Unfortunately, COVID stopped it in New Jersey
Yes.
this year, but I'm
Yes.
still hoping for next year that they postponed it. We'll see what
Uh-huh.
happens, but it'll be my first time participating, and anybody that has a transplant or anybody that's a donor can be in the transplant games of America. So
Yes.
check out that one. Transplantgamesofamerica.com. Pretty
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, it is. And those who aren't a transplant recipient, please support them anyway. If you're a caretaker or if you're connected in some way, like I
Absolutely
am. When it was in Salt Lake City, Utah, I live in Utah, and
nice.
so when it was just recently in Salt Lake City, Utah, I attended some of the games, and I was able to, kind of just be support and kind of have my family, my wife and my son kind of
Nice.
get introduced to the whole thing, and it was very exciting. Really
You'll
was.
never see anything else like it. I mean,
Yeah.
thousands of transplant patients and recipients and supporters and people who are some people are caregivers, but they're also donors. Yay, Team Liberty! Team
Team
Liberty rocks. If
Liberty.
anybody's watching, I did share this with them.
Uh-huh.
So that's the New Jersey team. So Team Liberty
Sweet.
rocks.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, got to spread the word about all of this. I mean, because we're there for each other.
Yes, we are. As a community, the kidney disease community, we can actually give each other support, encouragement. We can give strength to one another. We're more powerful together. And man, it's that's why I'm very excited to bring awareness and to do this. And again, I'm glad that you and I are connecting on the show tonight, just because of what you've brought to the table. And man, the whole Howl the Owl thing is really exciting. So I'm a little stuck on that, but There's other things
You
I
need to
wanted.
get your hell. You
I
need to
know,
get
I
your hell
do,
on, Jared.
I
You need to
do.
contact Brenda. You need one.
I don't know
Everybody needs one.
I don't know what the hell I've been doing all along. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You just got to get on that boat, Jared.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is awesome. But I'm gonna try to get back on track. For this thing is so exciting. I could almost talk about the whole rest of the show about Howl the Owl and everything.
Okay, he's stealing my limelight now. I got
I
to take it
know. Yeah.
away.
Uh-huh. Even Tom said you have 5 of them. That's really cool. But so yes, just Jared needs 1 or 2. Yes, I do. Yes, I
Yes.
do. I'll have to get myself one. So
Jonathan Taylor, you need one too.
yes, we all do. Every single one of us needs one. You know, it'd be silly if we don't have one, you know, especially with everything that's going on.
Well, support Brenda Cortez and go to howtheowl.com and hey, we could have a howl party online. What the heck, you know
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
We can't hang out together physically, so you
Yeah.
might as well, do something fun. That's
Right,
one of my
yeah.
advice is do something fun, do something cute. I mean, it might be as simple as that, but that's all right. We got to bring some happiness. I mean, just because we have an illness or we're supporting somebody with an illness, you got to find a happy place. You got to find
Amen.
something to make you
Amen.
relax or something little to enjoy. And this how thing Brenda Cortez is
It
bringing it.
does that, yeah. And speaking of which, there are some things that I'm going to try to bring the comment up a little bit. It was earlier on, and I want to kind of bring that back up because I think that trying to remember who said it here. I'm trying to find the comment here, but I think was it Gene? All right. Yes, here it is, Jean. So Jean, she commented earlier, until I accepted that this machine was keeping me alive. Okay, and then she said I had my pity party. This first 6 months, a very dark, scary place.
Mm.
And then she said right here, and this is the one that I wanted to talk about. I decided to make the best of the worst situation. So what I'd like to do is kind of talk about that because you professionally have probably spoken to other people that are in dark places emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
and you know many kidney warriors have gone through or are going through this dark
Mm-hmm.
place.
Mm-hmm.
What what can we do? And what can other kidney warriors do when they're in this dark place in the beginning? And what are some things to get you into that happy place, as you just put it? You know, to kind of get a smile on your face.
Finding joy in simple things and knowing that because you're on dialysis, you're alive to find that joy.
Hmm.
You may not be able to do everything that you wanted to do or everything you would like to do, but
Okay.
know that that's okay. Accepting your limitations becomes very important, but also accepting what you can do.
Okay.
Um,
I like
uh,
that.
Thanks. I like to say also use the energy you have on your good days. So, for example, your dialysis is like if you do hemodialysis, it might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever your schedule is. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Lisa. Um, and to use your good days and whatever energy you have for something good. You might only have 40% energy that day. But if you use 100% of that 40%,
40%.
for those who like math, I don't like
Yeah,
math, but this makes sense to me.
it does. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty
Use that 40%, to spend with your child, your grandchild, your Hal the Owl, whatever it
uh-huh.
is that suits you that day, because you're going to need your rest on the other days. That's okay. That's absolutely okay.
Hmm.
That's what I tell some of my clients who suffer from exhaustion for one reason or another, or just plain depression. We have to just use what we have and accept that. But it's not about when they yeah, Patricia, I know, I do too. That's why I became a social worker and not a mathematician.
Right.
But it makes sense. And all I'm saying is use the energy that you got and make
Whatever it
the
might
and make
be.
sense of it. It's quality, not quantity.
Nice.
And
Nicely
what
put.
our dialysis does is it gives you the quantity of days where some of it might be more quality. It's not the best. Let's face it, dialysis sucks.
Right.
There's a whole group out there, a whole bunch of memes, and a whole bunch of everybody saying it. And the truth is, it totally sucks.
Yeah.
But there may be moments, if it's 10 minutes, that you have energy to give a family member a call, a shout out, read a book, and then take your nap. Hey, you know what? That's 10 minutes. Give yourself credit for every time you can do something rather than beating yourself up about what you can't.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so beautifully said. Whether it's 40% or 10%, whatever energy you have that day, use it to do something. I like that a lot. Focusing on whatever it is that you do have. So let's. I want to go over this comment. This is a really good one.
I like it.
Thanks for your feedback, Angela.
I like
What
it.
keeps me positive that we are not left without a hope until a cure comes one day.
That's
And
great.
it is great. We are not left without hope.
It's
Amen
the
to that.
one thing. When we have
Yeah,
nothing else on a day, that's what we have.
right, right.
And
Hope is,
science is great. Science gives us hope. There's so many new things on the horizon that are out there for the newer people that
mhm,
I didn't have access to. And on top of that, there's this. I didn't have this when I was younger, and I looked at my husband the other day. I said, it's the one thing that I regret, that kind of stinks, that I'm a little jealous of for the new people
like
out
support
there,
groups or,
is the support. Well, the support groups online, the
oh,
consistency.
gotcha.
You don't
Uh-huh.
have to leave your house to do it. You don't have to work as hard to do it. There's 1.5 million support
Yeah.
groups. Let me mention a couple
Okay.
because some friends have asked me, and
All right.
it's just nice to mention a
Is it okay
few.
if I put this on the screen for you while you're doing that?
Sure.
Okay.
So, I want to mention I have my own group that is Transplant Experiences, and that's a group that I have on Facebook. Uh, yes, Renal Soulmate Warriors. I'm a part of that as well. So, and they have transplant warriors from like all over the country. Many of them are from England, so it's a nice education to see what's going on somewhere else and get support from
Right.
a bunch of people elsewhere. They're a very kind, witty, funny group of people, so it's even kind of fun. We should make it
Okay.
fun for each
Fun is
other.
good.
And fun, educational, and they share a lot. So so check that out. Transplant Experiences, like I said, is my group, but it's not just kidneys. There's people on it with all kinds of transplants, so that's a nice little different support.
Okay.
uh, I have a page, not to be confused with Jen Benson's webpage, that I just call Transplant Journey. So on my page, Transplant Experiences, on my group, I'm the admin, and say Transplant Journey. It's the
Okay.
thing I got. Um, what else? Basically, yeah, that's someone's. Oh yeah, and definitely check out groups by our friend Jim Myers. So you might
Yes.
catch. So
He's
he's
a
got
great
many groups.
resource.
I
Right.
can't name them all,
I know,
but
multitude, huh?
they're excellent. There's one about
Uh-huh.
science and kidney transplants that I love. All the innovations and things going on, stuff I would have never thought of.
Right.
So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, check that out. There's support. There's information. I mean, I got information from AOL, which was called slow mo internet at the time.
There may be some folks that are listening tonight that don't even know what AOL is.
Well, it's the slowest internet service on the planet. Your regular mail is probably faster. Even
Yeah.
today, even during COVID, your regular
Uh-huh.
mail is probably faster.
Right.
So I got that. I did go to in-person support with something that Jim Meyer strongly encourages as a member of the American Association of Kidney Patients.
All right.
So everything was written. They sent you written magazines. How about that one?
Wow.
And
The
I went
tangible
to
kind, right? The
the
stuff you can
the kind
actually
you can
touch.
turn a page. How about
Yeah.
that? And basically, I got that, and I went to support groups at the hospital. So luckily, there was a pre and a post transplant support group, and in person was the only choice you had, and it was good.
Okay.
So I didn't drive. I took an Access Link, which is a disabilities bus. And if anybody
Hmm.
wants, they can ask me about that because
Yeah.
it's a nationwide service run by whatever transit system is in your state if you can't drive. And it can
Hmm.
be used for dialysis and doctor's appointments. Ask me about that another time. If you want, friend me, I got more information on that.
Okay, cool. Nice resource. That is a nice resource. So tell me a little bit about why you chose peritoneal and that as a modality.
Yeah.
Did you what what stood out, or why did you choose that at the time?
Uh, I'd say one word: flexibility.
All right.
I worked. Strangely enough, I was when I'm listening to people's stories, I think it's sort of amazing that I did when I look back because now I go, oh, great. I'm like, okay, I'm older now. Definitely a strong support system. Absolutely. Find it where you can find it family, friends, anything in person, online. Absolutely, Jen. But for sure, what did I say? What did you ask, Jeff? Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Got a
no
little
worries. Yeah,
distracted.
we got
Oh, yeah,
distracted here. Yeah.
peritoneal. Oh,
Peritoneal.
peritoneal. So, I was gonna say, strangely enough, I worked. I worked full time through almost all of my experience, which God help me, it was a miracle, truly, that I was able to. And I wanted to go back to work, and I
Okay.
wanted to travel. Hell, I was young, so that was it. And I wanted to, and I found out I could eat and drink a little more freely,
Oh, right. Less restrictions.
less
Okay.
restrictions, a lot of self
Hmm.
control. So I did it, but of course, that wasn't without its own turmoil. I got to say that mentally, physically,
Okay. What do you mean by that?
I had a couple of incidents with people that were really difficult. When I was set up to do peritoneal, ambulatory peritoneal at one of my jobs, and now I must say it. It was a nightmare where people were discriminatory, and when I was
No.
throwing out the bags and the garbage, people said some nasty things to me, and some
Really?
people at work, yeah, they didn't understand, and they would
Yeah.
say, "How come you can't work the regular hours we can?" And and times when I got mad and I sort of cursed at them, and and I'm not like that. I'm actually
Yeah.
the least person likely to curse on the planet. And so I said, I've said a few words like, I wish I could have a normal schedule like you, but I have to go home and do dialysis. I'd trade
Right.
places with you any day with a few other choice words. So
Okay.
I did work. Yeah, it does definitely. It's almost like the real kidneys. It's a great reason. There are many great reasons to do it if you can do it. So yeah, it was that. And I had a neighbor who was going to sue me because of the loud noises of dropping the boxes at midnight
What?
onto the floor. I
Are
had
you
a
kidding
I
me?
had a neighbor that was taking me
Oh
to
my
court.
gosh. So this totally epitomizes how some people, when they don't understand and when they're ignorant and don't know any better, they're not connected to kidney disease, and they don't quite understand what it means. This totally epitomizes that whole thing. That there are people out there that just don't get it.
You can't make this stuff up, Jared. I'm writing a book to include these stories because you can't make up this stuff.
No.
That's why it's a little different. It's like that I
Yeah.
still can't believe. Of course, the guy didn't show up for court, so I was all right. But
All right. Good.
still, he
Good.
said he
Good.
wrote me nasty letters under my door for like months at a time, and that I only did it so that I can work. And it was kind of like midnight, but I worked a 3 to 12 shift at a diner.
Uh-huh.
So I came home and I set up, I put stuff on the cycler. I mean, it's like, yeah, okay, guess what? I had to do all this stuff.
Right.
I'm just like, I focused on me. You know what? You just gotta. There's gonna
You do.
be people that don't understand.
Right.
Well, honestly, like my grandmother said, to hell with them.
Right. You
You,
can't focus on them,
you
because
can't change
yeah,
other people, but if they're willing to listen, we can open their eyes and
sure.
ears.
Right. If they're
You
more
know.
if they're a little receptive to learning, and they're receptive to the education, then that's great. But
Then these broadcasts can do that, but there are some people who are just plain out not going to understand no matter what we
no
tell
matter
them.
what, yeah.
We still got to live our lives, man.
Hmm.
We still got to do the best we can, and that's what it's about: is do the best you can with what you got, and that's what
Hmm.
really dialysis is. And then I got peritonitis too, so that was another. Uh,
Now, man, peritonitis, I've heard from other kidney warriors how painful that can be. Tell me a little bit
uh,
about that. What kind of painful sensation was that maybe for you?
Let me describe that for people who don't know. It feels like somebody taking a knife and and basically sticking it in your abdomen and like twisting it a few times without taking it out.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I would thank you, Gene. That's what I would describe that as. I don't know that I've ever felt anything like that in my life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like someone was sticking like some sort of knife in you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was I don't know if that's first or second to some other health problems I
Uh-huh.
had, but that was pretty up there now that I think about it.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
just thinking about that. Uh you're lucky, Patricia, cuz that's a nightmare. You've already had enough of your own nightmare.
Now,
Yeah.
so when you had peritonitis, was that um, like the that's where you drew the line in the sand where you said, okay, I've got to do something else now, and you chose a different modality, or did you try to kind of, resolve that and continue again and give it a second chance?
Mhm. Well, before that, I had a little bit of another problem. I kept going. I don't understand how I kept going, but
You're a warrior.
at one time, I also had a catheter taken out for peritoneal dialysis because the catheter's tubing was turned toward my heart,
Okay.
and I felt something
What?
weird. It wasn't pain. It's a rarity for that to happen. It just happened to me.
That sounds
Uh,
that sounds ultra serious, Dawn. It was pointing toward your heart.
yeah. So they said, "Oh, we got to take it out and give you a new one."
Oh my gosh.
So they took out that one and put another one in. So now I've
Yeah.
already got some scar tissue and I've already
Uh-huh.
got that second catheter in. So by the time I got peritonitis, it was a third one. And so by that point I had so much scar tissue. They looked at me and said, "Don't know if you're eligible to really have another one, and that's got to heal and you need dialysis." Okay,
So
what do we
yeah.
do?
So your
So I it wasn't really a decision.
kidney disease
And
forced your
what
hand, huh?
yeah. And I had a vacation that I was going to go on to California. Get
Yeah.
that. I wanted to go to California. I live in New Jersey.
Oh
Yeah,
my
minimum
gosh.
miles. So I was gonna have my supplies for PD shipped out there, and I
Uh-huh.
was gonna have a grand old glorious time.
Yeah.
But that wasn't about to happen, and they had to
Someone
stick
threw
the
a
good
wren
old.
a wrench in your plans, huh?
It did, but it didn't, because I had the best social worker, which is why I decided to become one,
Very cool.
because
That was
I
your
had a
inspiration?
yeah, my dialysis social worker, my
Uh-huh.
transplant social worker, because she said you're going to be able to go, and we'll set you up with the dialysis satellite center. Of course, I didn't know what that was, but at the
Mhm.
time, but yeah, and they did, and it was months after I got that. I had went on hemo, had the horrible catheter on my neck, and I have very tiny veins, so that was a whole nother uh ordeal. I yelled at them to kind of put me under like a microscope to knock me out to put the catheter in because they couldn't do it bedside. There was
Okay.
a bit of screaming, hollering on my part. Yeah, so
A
it
little
was a lot of
hollering is
fun.
healthy though. You know,
Oh
if
no, it was like curtain hollering. I told that guy I wasn't going to be your 104th bedside catheter. I said, "You get out of my room now." And they said, "You need dialysis." I said, "Well, then find me another doctor."
wow, nice.
That's me.
All right, would you say it how it is, be a straight shooter. I like that.
I want to answer Lisa's question. What is
All right.
peritonitis? Well, when you do
Let me bring that up
peritoneal
again. Where did
dialysis,
here or
Lisa,
Linda's question. Yes.
yes, what is peritonitis? It's a very bad infection that you get that's very painful if you're doing peritoneal dialysis. That can be caused by any kind of germ. Not everybody on PD gets that. A
Right.
lot of people get at least one episode. People do live through it. You get some
Mhm.
very heavy antibiotics. It's treatable. It's just literally a pain. Yeah, so if the thing about peritoneal dialysis is keep clean.
All right. All right. Good advice.
And I did, so I have no idea what happened. I would also say if you have a pet, keep them away from the dialysis tubing. Because I shared this on one of the shows I was on. I think it's a little funny now. Is I was living alone. I was lonely. I bought a kitten.
Okay.
Okay, that was dumb. I was
That's,
doing I was doing ambulatory peritoneal dialysis. I bought a kitten because they told me it would be safe, and I was like, okay, but the kitten thought the tubing was a toy.
oh my gosh.
So poor Pele had to go. Sorry, Pele, had to go. You know, it was the cutest little thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that and jumping on my head after the litter box wasn't going to help me do PD. And I didn't
No,
get
no.
peritonitis from that. I didn't have them very long.
Oh my gosh, I can
I
just
did it.
imagine, adding a little catnip and that whole thing probably just escalated.
Oh, he thought that tubing was his catnip. But said, yeah,
Yeah.
no, we don't play that. I'm going to have to let you go. Sorry, dude.
Yeah. It
But,
really sounds
had
like
to take care of me.
yeah, that sounds like a catastrophe.
Yeah. But that's okay. I got other pets at that time. I got guinea pigs. They were a lot easier to manage.
Nice, nice. Well, and Angela, you're right. With everything that's happened, you have a beautiful spirit and attitude, and sometimes what happens though is we're stronger after it happens. It's not
Yeah,
always
for sure.
easy during the trial, but if we can endure it, right? I think that as a person, I'm a believer, a Christian, and I believe that when God gives us certain trials to overcome, they're not easy, and oftentimes we think, I don't know if I can handle this, but when we do,
Mm-hmm.
and we've overcome them, okay, we become stronger, and then after that's happened and we're stronger, we can have a better spirit in many cases. And sometimes we digress too, okay, and we have to overcome again. It's like
And that's
a
okay.
cycle, and that's okay, right? It's okay.
It's okay to have your moments. Just because I have a little smile tonight and I got a great attitude, which is uh, you know, it's about trying. You know, sometimes you're
Right.
gonna have your moments. I wanna recognize this. We're all human, and I cry too. And trust me, I've shed my share of tears and my share of prayers, and then some, and still continue to do so because we're all real. We're all human, and it's okay to cry. Man, is
Yes.
it okay to
Yes,
cry,
it is.
especially in this tough year we're in?
Yes, it is. It's not only human, and it's not only normal, but I I often have said this, and I'll say it again tonight, Dawn. All right, is if you're not crying, and if you're not in some way trying to come to grips that you're vulnerable, and that there are weaknesses in your personality, then if you're not gonna have a whole lot of humility.
Hmm.
Uh,
If
you,
this
we,
taught me anything, humility
gosh, it's
is
so
that.
yes, you've got to be
Um,
humble, and only trials can make us humble.
Strange they said you said that because I found that in retrospect, everything was a lesson. What a horrible way to have to learn these lessons.
Yes.
But I found that having kidney disease has taught me so many valuable lessons. It led me to working in mental health. It led me to find my husband. Thanks to the 36 months that you lose your Medicare, I went back to a job I didn't like and therefore met my husband. So,
Hmm.
strange things happen. I've met beautiful, beautiful people like some of the people that are on here talking to us now.
Yeah.
So I can say it's a blessing in disguise. I was blessed by this curse. I like to say that yeah, it sucks, but there's so many lessons and people that I met that are absolutely beautiful that I would have had this never happen. I'd be just like
Otherwise,
everybody
yeah.
else. And you know what? I'd be kind of boring. So
But amen to that. Again, the more we acknowledge or recognize, that we are flawed. All right, that maybe we're a little jaded, okay, and that we have things that we have to work on. And the more we do that, all right, the more we have realization, okay, the better or stronger we do become. Because tell me, and this is your profession, but if we try to keep it in, how unhealthy is that?
I want to talk about keeping it in for a second because
Sure.
I have an analogy for that. Think about a volcano. Think about a volcano that's ready to erupt. A lot of volcanoes don't erupt for months or for years, and we don't see what's going on inside. But holding on to things that are hurting you, it's bubbling, it's brewing, it's hurting, and you jam it back inside. Maybe even just hoping this will go away or figuring you got this. Man, I got this. I don't need any help. So I want to say to people, reach out for help because when it's bubbling and brewing, it could overflow and do a couple of things. It can hurt you and really become serious depression, or it can hurt others because often we lash out when we're sad, when we're depressed, we're not feeling well. We might lash out at others, at the people we love the most. So it's like that volcano. So you have to, in order to control it, you have to seek some help sometimes. You have to not be
Yes.
afraid. We're very proud as people. We don't want to ask for help. 2-year-olds say no. People who are parents know. A 2-year-old says, "No, mom, I don't want to do it. I can do it by myself." And we're
Yeah.
we're, we're trained that way,
We are. Yeah.
and from the time that we're 2 years old. That's what I tell people. But sometimes you really gotta reach out and ask for help. Um,
Yes. You know,
it's important.
ask, talk to people. Don't keep it in. Just sage advice. I love it. It's really something that we as a society need to do a better job. We need to be able to talk. Discussion is what we're doing now, and we're becoming stronger. Everybody tonight is being, inspired. We're being edified right now just by doing what we're doing. And think about how many more people, okay, could be educated, how many more people would be lifted up, encouraged if we had more discussions about topics and
So
different
please
things.
share. Please share. As Jared said, don't be stingy.
Yeah, don't be
Share this.
stingy.
Share this with people. Maybe somebody will have a little more hope, or maybe they'll learn something they didn't know. But anyway, and to anybody watching after this that are my friends or family that tune in later,
Yeah,
shout out, and I hope that you do check it out. Not just because it's me, but because we have great information to share with you. And even if you
absolutely.
don't have renal failure or you're not a kidney warrior, you still should be watching these broadcasts at Urban Health, because you never know when it's going to affect you or somebody
You
you
don't.
love.
It can happen to any one of us. It can happen. So somebody's high blood pressure could drastically change, or just really, someone could get acute kidney disease. I mean, there's just so many different things
There's
that can
so many
happen.
diagnoses.
Right.
Diabetes. People don't think about it. I have clients that'll say to me, um, "Oh, that's great, Lisa." That'll say to me, "Hey, I have a little high blood pressure." I deal with people with mental illness, so
Okay. All
there's
right.
a large number of people. I do crisis mental health work, so I have a lot of people that don't take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Now, I get that when you're depressed, you don't want to get out of
It's
bed, and
difficult. Right.
and I give a lot of empathy. But a lot of times, if you're not taking care of yourself and going to your physicals as well, you don't know. Well, last year they'll say I had a little high blood pressure, and I don't know
Isn't
what
that
I
an
got this
oxymoron?
year. Huh?
Isn't that like an oxymoron? A little high blood pressure? I mean, just high blood pressure in general isn't little. So it's just kind of, that's
There are
what made me,
people who it's a little borderline. There is
yeah,
such a thing as borderline, and I
like
think that's what they mean to say.
pre-hypertension. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't know that word, so it's all right. And I'll say, look, you have a little now, but you need to go and see a doctor. I don't want to scare them by saying you can get renal disease, because I can't really tell them personal things in my practice. But
Yeah.
I can say to them, look, you need to see a doctor so that high blood pressure don't get worse and it start to attack other parts of your body, because
Nice.
that can happen.
Yeah.
So I do a little extra in the agency I work for.
Okay.
If I have people who have renal disease, my thing is send them to me. I'm also like, if you have any eye disease and you have any blindness, oh, send them to me because I got resources for that too. Because
Nice.
I've got a vision impairment, which may have been from my kidney disease. Um,
FSGS. Okay.
yeah, because they don't know. They said your eyes and your kidneys are very related, is what my retina specialist said. It has the
Hmm.
same blood flow. So, again,
Okay.
important to get your eyes checked. So, as a result, I have macular degeneration. Can't read out
Mhm.
of one eye, and the other eye's got damage. But hey, you know what? It's just another thing.
You're an overcomer. You're an overcomer.
That was harder in a way than hearing about the kidneys. The thoughts of losing my vision
Hmm.
is very terrifying. But the
Hmm.
strange thing is, the kidney failure helped me deal with the loss with the vision issues because I said, well, hey, I got through that one.
Yeah. What else have you got? Yeah.
What else, God? What else have you got for me? And please don't answer that right this second.
Right. Right. Take
And
your
he
time.
answered me upon
Yeah.
occasion with that one. But you know
Uh-huh.
what? You just got to have hope because sometimes that's all you got.
Yes.
Sometimes
You
that's
know,
all you got is your hope and your faith.
yeah, you said something a moment ago that reminded me of some lyrics of a song that I like. So I'm gonna yeah, Dawn is a warrior. Dawn is a warrior. Absolutely.
Thanks, Jensen.
Get knocked down. What do warriors do? They get right back up. That's what Dawn does. You get right back up.
Hey, I'm just humbly me, and I just like to help people, and thank you, and I just really like talking to people, and I love doing this. So I'll be on other people's shows. Hopefully, working with a couple other guests on urban health, and hopefully planning to have my own show in the future as well.
Indeed, indeed.
It's fun and it's educational, and I get to give people the chance that I didn't have, and that to me is huge. Being able to educate other people and share. I didn't have it, so let me do it for you.
Exactly. Yeah. We can give hope. Jonathan gives it. I give it. Steve
Absolutely.
Belcher does. And
Lisa Baxter,
Sebastian gives hope.
Jen Benson.
Oh, Jen Benson is a great resource. I need to try to get her back as a co-host as well. I loved her when she was on before. I'm going to try to reach out to her. But Kent Bressler. I mean, we've got so many different people here. Of course, Uncle Jim Myers is
Absolutely,
someone who
Jim, you're
I
awesome.
strongly admire and respect. So we've got a
Um,
great kidney disease community. But I wanted to touch on you need to do your own cooking show. I
thank.
wanted to touch on what you had said. So you talked about something bubbling inside of you. Maybe not verbatim, but there's a song that I like. I really enjoy uplifting music, music
Mhm,
that inspires me.
mhm,
And so there's a Christian artist, a Christian hip hop artist named Toby Mac. Not sure if you've ever
mhm.
heard of him. And
Yeah.
yeah, so he's got a song that he sings, and there's a part of the lyric that reminded me of what you had mentioned when you said bubbling inside of you. I don't know if I'll do this justice, and y'all can laugh too because I give you permission, but it goes something like got away with something bubbling inside of you, spilling over because your life is full. How incredible, undeniable, monumental, like the Eiffel, uncontrollable. Let the joy flow through. Ha ha, giddy, oh, pretty, pretty, please. Let me see your hands in the air with you out your seats. Warm it up, let go, shout it out, celebrate when you can't articulate, just to say amazing grace. So that
Thanks, Jen.
thank you. So we can just amazing grace, because without grace we can't do a whole lot. And so it's important to have hope because we can do more when we have it. And I'm excited to give it tonight. I'm excited that you're helping me give hope tonight. I hope that everybody, it's my hope that everybody has gotten some inspiration tonight from what we've done. So please don't be stingy. All right, please share this. Like Dawn has said, we need to get this out to everyone so they get a slice of this. It's something sweet. Okay, if you want something sweet, you got to cut it up and give it to everyone.
Absolutely, got to share. Every time when I was younger, my grandfather would be cutting a piece of sweet fruit, and he'd say, "Hey, you want a piece? Well, hey, if you want a piece of this info, it's great. It's sweet. Not all the stories are sweet and happy, but you know what? There's a reason for it. We need to share, and we need to give back, and it makes us feel better. I think it's medicine for us
It is.
to
It's
give
very
back
therapy.
and share with one another. And it's okay if we laugh together, and it's
Yeah,
okay if we cry
cry.
together. And I'll cry with you. I'll laugh with you. Whatever whatever it is, and be there with you. So I think that's the thing. We can be there with each other, for each other,
Mhm.
and understand what's going on. And I want to say, to people, encourage people and spread the word. I know Jonathan does this a lot, and other people out there, spread the word about being a living donor. Definitely, uh, for sure. I didn't have much of an opportunity for that because my mom had renal disease and wanted to give me a kidney. My aunt couldn't, so I ended up having a deceased donor. But
Mhm.
blessings be told, I actually know who she is, which is something, not again,
Nice.
a second
Not
blessing.
every yeah. Not everybody has that opportunity. That's awesome.
Yeah, we reached out. We're friends on Facebook. The sister of the lady who died, the young lady who died, was 19 and died in a car accident.
Oh,
So
wow.
I did
Mhm.
send it out. And Yvette, if you're listening, I love you so much.
Awesome. Awesome. That is heartwarming. That is just inspiring.
So I'm lucky and I'm blessed, but I don't want to say lucky. I'm blessed
You are
by all of
blessed.
this, by all you
Yeah.
people that are out there. Just so many things. It just almost brings tears to my eyes. So I can't see this as totally negative. It took suffering to get to this place, and there's still times 20 years later being immunosuppressed, getting diabetes from the medication, from the prednisone, and everything. But you know what? It's all right. It's all right because I see another day. It's all right because I wake up to do this.
Right. You've
And and
overcome so you can help others overcome.
and even if something happened in the future, there'll still be this um to share. It'll still be out there, and that's a wonderful thing.
Yes, it is. Wow. So powerful. I'm so happy we did this together, Dawn. Thank you.
Oh, this
I'm
is my
gonna
best show yet.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved it. So thank you so much. Honestly, I'm so happy we did this together. But I'm going to give you just a time. I want to say shout out to Ellen here. Ellen, thank you for coming in. She's looking for a kidney donor right now.
Hi, Ellen. I
Thanks.
hope you get
Hi,
a donor
Ellen.
soon.
So I want to give you just a moment to give a shout out. Who would you like to shout out? Whom would you like to thank? And I'll let you go solo while I do this, and then we'll about ready to end this. And man, this has been spectacular.
Okay. I want to thank everybody who's been watching. And I really wish anybody who's waiting for a donor that they get one soon. Keep up the faith. And anybody else, I really think that keep faith, keep hope. It does get better. And prayers for all of you. Thank you, Jen Benson, and I'm hoping soon to be an advocate with your organization because you're incredible. Gene Syme, uh, love you, my friend. Lisa Baxter, all of you. I can't thank everybody in one sentence, but awesome. And I just want to shout out and say, even though she's not with us, my mom is my hero. She's a kidney
Hmm.
warrior of over 11 years. She had a transplant 11 years and is now back on dialysis due to lung failure. So she's working hard to continue to breathe on her own, trying to get off permanently off a ventilator and gets dialysis 3 times a week. She's my hero. I look at her and say, man, she could do it, and this has been since December of last year, then I can do it. And if anybody would like to throw out a prayer after this broadcast or anytime, hey, her name is Joanne Cerruto, and please say a prayer for her because right now she's my hero.
Amen. So prayer warriors, please pray for what's her first name again?
Joanne
Joanne
Cerruto. Yeah,
Cerudo.
yeah.
Please pray for her. Please pray for Joanne Cerudo. Uh, Everybody, let's come together and let's make sure that we have all of our energy focus on her mother, progressing and doing better.
Because I want to share all these broadcasts and my kidney friends with her when she does get better. And I think, thank you, and I think that she will. I have faith. Don't lose faith. Don't ever
No.
lose faith, because you know what? It helps in the worst, darkest time. Is faith is what you got. You know, then that's what you got. And
Hmm.
I prayed for the right kidney, And that's why I didn't get the other people's kidneys, because God said, this is the one for you.
God found a way, and that's what
That's it.
it is. He found a way for you. He's acutely aware of everything that's going on in our lives. So thank you so much. Honestly, this has been uplifting. It's been inspiring. I feel edified tonight because you've been on the show with me, and I'm so thankful.
Thank you, Jared. Very
You're
much
welcome.
pleasure anytime.
All right. Well, thank you again. Have a great evening. Okay, let's stay in touch.
All right, you too. Take care. Best to you
Thank
all.
you.
All
Thanks.
right, bye bye. All
Bye
right, bye
bye.
bye. I get out. Wait.
All right, there we go. Sorry, a little bit of a glitch there, people. All right, so man, we have been uplifted spiritually. I've been just edified because of this is a warrior. All right, each and every kidney warrior has a different story. Every single one of you, okay, has a unique sort of journey, and this by far and away has been a great journey. Someone who has overcome, someone who's still overcoming, someone who, yes, may have her down days, up and downs. They come with our lives as well. But she does have a great spirit. She is giving back. She was inspired by somebody who gave her hope and inspired her to be a therapist. Just great. What a great story tonight. I'm so thankful that we did this. Thank you, Dawn. Man, I'm happy that we're able to get that story out. Please don't be stingy and share this. You can watch it again with watch parties, watch it on YouTube or on the Warriors Quest Facebook page, Warriors Quest Show Facebook page, and Urban Health Outreach Media Facebook page. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your support, appreciate your love. Continue, all right, to share and continue to give everybody encouragement and of course, hope. Okay, we need peace and hope. Let's continue to do that. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, everyone. Love you. Oh, there it is. Boom.